Welcome back to another Thomas Talk. I was going to post this week. Sorry, I have another camera over here. I was gonna post the Go-Go Thomas, the CGI versus AEG, but they still haven't released the All Inches Go update. So instead, since you guys wanted to see my media collection, I thought we'd do that this week instead. I bought this thing to help us with it, so let's go. First tape that we got here is Thomas Gets Tricked in Other Stories. Most of the tapes that I own are from someone at church, from Margaret. She helped me get most of my tapes, and it's very awesome to have this one. It's definitely an older release because of the Shining Time logo, but has some of the best episodes on it. But I never really understood why they put Come Out Henry on this, but they didn't have the sad story of Henry. That always just confused me as a kid. Alright, and here is the DVD release of this. This was definitely made a lot later by Hit Entertainment. It's still got the same episodes, and everything's fine with it. Just the front cover is the most Photoshop thing ever. You got Rolf's Castle and the jet engine thing at the back of it. It's just weird. Next up, we have James Learns a Lesson in Other Stories. Another earlier release with Shining Time Station. And this is one of my favorites. It's got some of the best episodes on here. Terrence the Tractor, Thomas Goes Fishing. Just a great lineup overall. Great tape. Now, the DVD versions of James Learns a Lesson. I love the updated thing about it. I love the front with Thomas and James, because that's mainly what the stories are on here. But then I also have, not the normal version, I have this Wooden Railway bonus pack, which comes with a Percy for some reason. Still cool, though. Thomas Breaks the Rules in Other Stories is another great tape, an older release with Shining Time Station. You got, like, Cow on the Line, Double Trouble, Percy Proves a Point, Duck episode, not forgetting Old Iron. This is definitely a more action-packed one, and it's definitely a fun one. Now, Trust Thomas I didn't get from Margaret. I actually got this just a couple weeks ago at my local thrift store, and this is the re-release with Mavis on the cover, and it looks really great with some awesome episodes like Henry's Forest. Any of the Mavis episodes are always going to be dope. This is just a good tape overall. Now, Trust Thomas was my favorite DVD as a kid, and I brought it around so much that I did lose the case for it, but it is still a fantastic DVD. Alright, so the next DVD here is a much later release by Hit Entertainment of Better Late Than Never and Other Stories. This one has Better Late Than Never and Other Stories. I don't really know much about this DVD other than that, so there you go. Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon. Oh, fantastic episode. Some of the awesome episodes on here, but it's the gray VHS with Bill or Ben and Birdie on the back, which just makes no sense at all. Why did they do this? Now, the DVD has especially improved this one. You got a green background. You got Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon on the DVD case, which, made more sense than Bill. It just looks so much better overall. A great improvement to the other one. And I have a second one out of the case, because I also lost my original as a kid, so there's that. Now, the DVD for James Goes Buzzbud is so good. I love the Hit-inspired James and Thomas on the front with the red nose, and you got the bee there. 10 out of 10 DVD. Percy's Ghostly Trick is honestly one I just don't really remember, other than Escape. Escape is such a good episode. I bet the rest of this DVD is also great. And for some reason, I have another version with a red case. I don't really know anything other than it's a red case version. Percy's Ghostly Trick. Out of all the ones Margaret gave me, this was my favorite one to put in the VCR. The whole aesthetic of this one, it looks so flashy and out there. It really makes you want to put it in. But I actually don't remember a single episode on this. Thomas and His Friends Help Out is another one of those great DVDs, which just have some of the best episodes on them, like Percy's Promise, Saved from Scrap, Down the Mine. Just some really good episodes on it overall. Hop on Board, Songs and Stories, I have never watched. I found this one, about a year ago at, a flea market, and I don't know. I bought it, I didn't have it, but I've never seen it. It looks nice, though. Thomas Comes to Breakfast. Thomas Comes to Breakfast is one of those stories which is just a great classic. As a kid, I never understood why Thomas, Percy, and Toby were sharing a shed. I thought they were all at Tidmouth. But who cares, because it's just a good story. A Big Day is right, for this has some of the biggest stories, like The Flying Kipper, Percy Runs Away, just a great collection overall, and I do have a slim case version of this. The 10 Years of Thomas VHS is one I got from my neighbors, which, when they went to Antarctica, I was watching their house, and they said if I find any VHS, I could have them. Now on to this DVD itself. This is one of the best DVDs Thomas has ever made. Showing the episodes in between clips of Day Out with Thomas always made you super hyped to actually go to Day Out with Thomas. Spills and Chills was another one of those episodes that I loved. For nothing more than Rusty in the Boulder, Toby's discovery, Duncan gets spooked, this one was always a blast. Make Someone Happy is a VHS, which, honestly, it's in the name. It's just some of those nice, calming episodes, like Happily Ever After, a very big surprise for Percy. Nothing big or fancy, just a nice VHS. Really Useful Engine is Make Someone Happy, but this is just like a hit version release with like all the modern stuff, but it's just the same episodes. Thomas's Christmas Wonderland and Other Adventures is that one Christmas episode which just kind of put in the Christmas and winter things on it. Not really much to say on this other than I got it a couple months ago, and the bonus disc unfortunately is in half. Ultimate Christmas is all of the classic Christmas episodes that we just went over in the last one, but with 3 more Christmas episodes, so truly an Ultimate Christmas. This is also the slim cover. This is also a fairly recent one in my collection. This is one of my favorites. Thomas and the Magic Railroad, everybody's favorite movie, because it's honestly a decent movie. It had a lot behind it as well, making you feel really bad for Brit. But it's still a decent movie, and the case on it is amazing. Now, here's the one Margaret got me. Unfortunately, there's nothing to say about this one, because it doesn't have the case, but it's still Magic Railroad. Here is the DVD version, and it's basically the exact same thing as the other one. Nothing really here to say except everybody owns this DVD. Why does everyone own it? Now here's the first Blu-ray we're showing off, and it is the 2020 release of Magic Railroad for the anniversary. And this thing is a masterpiece. Giving us the director's cut and so much behind-the-scene footage was just awesome, and I really think this was one of Mattel's greatest decisions in 2020. Now here's the UK version of Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which my grandparents got to me while we were in Mexico. I don't know either. Now the last VHS I got from Margaret, which is Best of Percy. And since Percy's probably my favorite character, this is just an amazing tape. It's got so many classic Percy episodes. The one thing I like about it is got all the classic art, and then you have Magic Railroad, Thomas and Percy in the corner, which is just wow. Another best of, and this one is the Best of Thomas. I got this, as you can see, for 50 cents, and this has some of the best Thomas stories. Such as Thomas Meets the Queen, which I always wondered why that never got released anywhere, but it did get on this tape. Here's the DVD version of Best of Thomas, and not really much the same here. It's the exact same thing. Great stories. And here's another Best of Thomas and a green case. Same thing, great stories, yada yada. Percy's Chocolate Crunch is another one of those classic, well, not classic, but still one of those awesome episodes from Thomas and Friends. This is a much later re-release, a slim cover, and it's got all the hit stuff to it, but still a great one. One other thing I want to know is my last name's on the front and Grant's last name's on the DVD. So what is going on there? I need to ask Grant about that. Thomas's Snowy Surprise is another one of those winter DVDs, and this one is awesome. It's got like Jack Frost on it, which some people don't like, but personally, I love that episode. Now here's that same DVD, but sealed with a wooden Railway Mavis. Fun fact, that other one I just showed you came in another one of these packs. Again, Thomas's Snowy Surprise, but this one I only have the DVD for. Now we got Best of Gordon on the VHS. I literally got this last week, and this one is awesome. It's got some of the best Gordon stories on it, and is worth the pickup. Alright, and here's the DVD version. This is my original one, and I watched this one all the time. It was one of my favorites, for sure. I just love all the Gordon episodes on it. Like the one where he gets dirty with the fall theme. Like, the whole fall background is just amazing. This DVD, I also have it sealed, which is just great. Thomas and the Jet Engine, I recently got about January this year, and this one is also an amazing DVD with some great stories on it, like, also some bad ones, but also we got Thomas and the Jet Engine, which is just a classic. Thomas's Sodor Celebration, I also got with the Best of Gordon VHS, and honestly, hit or miss, because it's got some episodes, but it's overall pretty nice. I also have a second one, which I got with a Blue Mountain Mystery, which is kind of weird. And this one also has a 60th anniversary logo, which my case one doesn't. Songs of From the Station is one which came out around the 60th anniversary, and I have 3 of for some reason. I got one at my grandparents, one at my other grandparents, and one that I'm showing you now. I don't know why I have so many of this tape. I don't remember anything about it, but there it is. This is another DVD, which I remember liking a lot as a kid, but now I look back, some of the episodes are pretty like the old bridge. But also, once again, it has Grant's name on it, so I don't know. Calling All Engines with the 60th anniversary logo. The DVD that and movie we could discuss for so long. I'm not going to say more than it has a pretty great case in presenting overall here, except that Diesel 10 stock art there is put on everything, even though Diesel 10 is like in no episode. And here's a re-release, I'm guessing, because it doesn't have a 60th anniversary logo or red case, just a generic standard Calling All Engines. Thomas and the Really Brave Engines is another kinda meh DVD. There's not really much to this one. I got it recently. It's a slim cover. Some episodes are alright and some are bad. Here is Track Stars, another Thomas DVD, which I got and I watched it right after, and honestly, the episodes were meh. Again, Hit Era is just kind of bad, but the Emily song is fire. This one I found at Target in 2021, which is kind of crazy. This is a very, very late release, and it's got some really great episodes on it, though I really wanted the episode with Thomas and Emily at the scrapyard, which Emily's on the front. Why didn't they do that? Come Ride the Rails is one of those I know has like some season 9 episodes, maybe some season 10, and there's nothing really to say. Those are meh, bad episodes. But the DVD itself looks really nice. Thomas's Trusty Friends is the second release of the Jack in the Pack episodes. You guys might be thinking, where's the On Site with Thomas DVD? And don't worry, I do have it, kind of. We'll get to that. But this release itself, it looks nice, but I do like the cover of the other one. Carnival Capers, I remember I always wanted to put this one in because of the cover. It's a really eye-catching cover, and it's really nice. But honestly, I really have no idea what's on this, and I doubt they're good. Thomas and the Toy Workshop is another one of those hit DVDs, which is just like, it exists. Ain't good, though. Thomas and the Treasure, another hit DVD that I just literally have never heard of until I bought it. And I read the back, and Salty told a tale, and Thomas finds treasure. Yay, fun. Engines and Escapades, one that I always love the cover of. It always looks so cool. What's on this? Probably a bunch of garbage hit episodes. I wouldn't know. Why would I watch this? Where's the Great Discovering, you're asking? We'll get to that. But also, I got this one at Entertainment, High Speed Adventures, Season 12. Not much to say. It's Season 12. It's pretty garbage, but the DVD does look cool. I don't remember this one at all. I'm guessing it's where Hank shows up, Stanley's on the cover, just a bunch of newbies, I guess, just to promote them to get money from toy sales. On to the multi-packs with Thomas's Greatest Stories, which has Thomas's Greatest Stories, and not really. There's a lot of trash on this, but it was nice we got this nice big release with everything for the 65th anniversary. Thomas Gets Tricked and Percy's Ghostly Trick are a combo pack of both of the episodes put on one disc. Since they were both VHS released, this works surprisingly well, and nothing gets, like, less blurry or anything like that, and it works great, so you can get best of both worlds. This one is one I found recently, which is very, very weird combo. Thomas and their Useful Brave Engines, and Thomas and the Toy Shop. Two completely separate eras, completely. But it works, again, like the other one, and it's fine. This is a big pack with 3 DVDs, and I have it sealed. The Playdate pack with Thomas and the Great Jet Engine, Thomas and the Really Useful Engines, and most importantly, On Site with Thomas. So technically I do have it, but unfortunately I can't really open it, so... Next, we have another one of these 3 packs, Celebrate with Thomas, which has the Thomas and Friends Sodor Celebration, Carnival Capers, and Thomas is Snowy something. A kind of weird combo of all of them overall, but still a very nice DVD pack. This combo pack has 2 DVDs. It's Great to Be an Engine and some Bob the Builder DVD. I don't have the DVD, but I got this case. Animal Tales is a DVD with a bunch of hit entertainment licenses, but the one Thomas episode on this DVD is Thomas and the Golden Eagle, so it's a pretty bad DVD. Frosty Friends is another one of those hit combo packs, and this one has Percy's New Whistle, which is another, it's not as bad as Thomas and Golden Eagle, but still not worth it. Alright, Awesome Adventures Volume 3, Thrills and Chills, is another combo pack that includes 3 Thomas episodes. Halloween, Haunted Henry, and Duncan Gets Spooked. This is like a 10 out of 10 perfect pack with some great episodes. The first CGI DVD, and it's Thomas and Friends, Here Are the Rails. As you know, one of me and Grant's favorite movies. This one is just really good, though I need to get a better condition DVD. Splish Splash Splash, unfortunately, only have the DVD for. Well, it's not that unfortunate. Creaky Cranky, the first CGI episode. I don't know why this one isn't the first DVD they decided to release. It's the third. Still pretty cool, other than that James sticker blocking Thomas's face. I also own this piece of trash, because you gotta own every movie. Yeah. Alright, so I remember this was my favorite Christmas. This was one of my favorite DVDs that was CGI as a kid. And I don't really remember anything on it, though I remember that star. So I don't think I'm gonna watch it again, so I can keep the memory of it being good. Wobbly Wheels and Whistles. You get to meet Scruffy. Yeah, I guess. Nothing to say on that. Day of the Diesels. And yes, mine is in horrible condition, but I can't help but love this movie. I think Percy as the main character is awesome. Even though he appears in one tiny scene at the back of the case, Thomas takes all the credit, even though he's not the main character. Day of the Diesels is still an awesome movie. I like it, though the plot gets really weak at the end. Merry Christmas, Thomas. Another CGI Christmas episode. How many of these did they make? What's even on here? I have no idea. Rescue on the Rails. Alright, The Birthday Express is another one of those CGI DVDs that I'm never going to watch, because I have the memory of loving this DVD. I got it from my neighbors, who were my friends, and they moved away. They gave me a bunch of Thomas stuff, including this DVD. So I'm not watching it. It's a 10 out of 10. Up, Up, and Away. Why do I own this? Finally, a good one. Thomas and Friends Blue Mountain Mystery. Do we even need to speak about this movie? It is perfect in every way. This cover, I love this DVD version, because I've only ever owned the Blu-ray for the longest time. And here is the Blu-ray release of this one. Of course, you get the DVD and Blu-ray version of this, and it is awesome to have this movie on with Blu-ray, but I think I just like the case of the normal one better. Another Christmas DVD, A Very Thomas Christmas. Muddy Matters. It's got some pretty episodes on it, but I do like the case. It's really eye-catching and popping. And I thought I'd show off this Thomas and Friends DVD case thing that I have to hold all the loose DVDs that I own. Not much to say, but there it is. Starting off the Brenner era, I have King of the Railway, one of my favorite movies, with some amazing toys that went along with it. This was a great start. I love this movie. It's so good. Get this. Another Christmas episode. Woohoo. This one's a Brenner one, so it's probably a little better still. Spills and Thrills is a classic CGI DVD. This one was in the shops for so long, and I totally understand why. It's just got some nice episodes. They're just overall good, which was just weird, because it's CGI. Tale of the Brave. One of the best CGI movies ever. Every time you watch this and you hear the Tale of the Brave song itself, all of the songs are bangers. The whole movie, the action-packed ending with James and Percy not involving Thomas. This movie was just so experimental. Dinos and Discoveries. I don't really know what happens on this one, though I remember Samson, and Samson's cool. The Adventures Begins. I first saw this movie on YouTube when I was watching it on my grandma's iPad, and it was so good. I wanted to get this immediately on DVD. It's so cool seeing the classic episodes adapted for CGI. Whale of a Tale. As you can see, I'm holding this one up because it is sealed. I got this about 3 weeks ago at a Dollar Tree, which is just, it was so weird that it was there, and it's awesome to have it. Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Arguably the best Thomas movie that I only saw like 2 years ago. This one is really awesome. It's Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. But we're gonna talk about the DVD itself, and the DVD is really nice. Like, look at that back art. Beauty. Tales on the Rails. Honestly, I had no idea I owned this until I pulled out my DVDs for this. Looks nice though, just probably another episode compilation. The Great Race. I recently got this DVD, and man, I love the case overall. It looks really nice. It's got everything, not a digital code, but I really love the DVD text, and the gray font goes really nicely with the cover. And here is the Blu-ray release of The Great Race, and this is another great one. It doesn't look, again, Blu-ray, it's smaller, you don't have as much detail as the normal release. Still a great release, though. Extraordinary Engines. This DVD was everywhere when it came out. Nobody was buying it. And this was at a time I was kind of distancing from Thomas. But I bought it because I saw it so many times. It was dirt cheap. I had no idea why people didn't buy this. And you watch the Hugo episode and you understand. Journey Beyond Sodor. This is when I was getting back into Thomas. I watched this thing. Man, I was not expecting a good Thomas movie, and I immediately went to Barnes & Noble and got myself a Wood Merlin. Fortunately, Wood and Railway wasn't a thing, but this is still an amazing DVD. Highly recommend. The Complete Series 20. This is kind of a weird one why I just own this, and it was because one day I was just browsing Amazon, and this was $3 on Amazon, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to pass this up, and then it was region locked. And to finish up the Brenner era, we have Christmas on Sodor, and unlike the last 50 Christmas episodes we just looked at, this one is really good. With that Terrence episode, Terrence Return is beautiful. Now starting up our next category, we have Big World, Big Adventures, Bwubba. This movie exists. It is okay. Because it was written by Andrew Brenner is the only reason I can say that. And here's an extra one that I have from Destroying for a Video. It does work, surprisingly. Here is Steam Team to the Rescue. I only bought this because of Don't Stop. That is literally the only reason. It's a good music video. Now, this is where I own The Great Discovery, but this movie pack, yes, technically, Calling All Engines Great Discovery are model series, but it has Hero of the Rails and it's advertised with CGI, so I decided to put it here. And this is a great pack to get. Here's another 3-pack. Holiday Favorites owned only 1 CGI and 2 model series. This is Ultimate Christmas, Merry Winter Christmas, I don't remember its name. And most importantly, Holiday Express, a model series one that I didn't have. Sweet Dreams is a hit compilation with 1 Thomas episode, James in the Dark. So another completely trash DVD. Here's Awesome Adventures Volume 1. I showed you Volume 3 earlier. And this one has 2 Thomas episodes, Spencer the Grand and Toby's New Whistle. I don't remember Spencer the Grand, but I remember Toby's New Whistle being trash. I mean, he doesn't even have a whistle. He has a bell. And finally, for the 75th anniversary, the 10 movie collection, which I'm so happy to have all these, but I really think get rid of Misty Island on this thing and put The Great Discovery. I think that's the only big change, I would say. Here's the first All Engines Go DVD, Time for Teamwork. This one is kind of meh overall, nothing really to be said, though Mattel releasing these things is horrible. Now, a couple weeks later, they released Race for the Sodor Cup, one of the only passable things All Engines Go will probably ever produce, though it still never explained Kana. Then about a month later, I found Best Friends at my local Meijer, and you guys probably don't know what Meijer is. But this one's really great. It's even got the classic tradition of putting a episode that isn't on it on the front cover. Now, Special Delivery came out 5 months later. What are you thinking, Mattel? Why such a late gap? And my copy of this is a little weathered. Then when did Musical Fun came out? It came out 6 months later. Mattel has a horrible release schedule with these DVDs. I don't know what they're thinking. And the cover is nightmare fuel. And the latest release of this video came out about a month later after Musical Fun. And here it is, Mystery of Lookout Mountain. And it's got a bunch of old stuff. No Bruno, even though he eventually became a main character. Thank you guys so much for watching my Thomas and Friends media collection. VHS, DVDs, we did it all. This video took me like days to make because of the scenic background, as you can see. Also, the thing spinning is my Wooden Railway Toby. I had the blue side plates on it, which I think look really cool. And that was going to be an episode if we ever do a wooden railway layout again, which probably won't happen, so I wanted to show it off here. Anyways, if you guys like this video and want to see more like it, then like, comment, and subscribe.